What the crap? Wait a minute. I'm on some. Oh crap! I'm live. Hey, how you doing? Welcome to Urban Facts. I'm your host, Eamon Hotep Parker, and we are having some technical difficulties here. Trying to get our stuff situated here for the people on Facebook. And it's not adding for some reason. So, I'm really sorry. Um, well, we're waiting for our guest, Councilwoman Sydney Bass, to come on. We'll be interviewing her. So Ms. Bass should be on momentarily while we try to figure out what's happening with the Facebook. Our Facebook stuff here. All right, so while we doing that, all right, we got Miss Bass right here. So without further ado, due to the time, hold on a second, Miss Bass. Hold on here. We're gonna add Miss Bass on here. Miss Bass, can you hear me? I don't think she can hear me. Can you hear me? We can't hear you. Yeah, the volume is going. I don't know what's happening. Oh, hold on. She's gonna try to come back in here. Yeah, we still can't hear you. All right, let me see here. Amani, can you hear me on your side? All right, let's see what's going on here with Ms. Bass. Please call the councilwoman. All right, please call her councilmember, councilwoman. All right, got you with that. All right, so we're going to try to wait for Ms. Bass to come back and can't hear. I'll log out and try again. Okay. So we have a little technical difficulties. Sometimes that happens. We're going to wait for Ms. Bass to get back on. In the meantime, excuse me. We have Miss Ambrielle Parker. She'll be coming on today in regards to women's history with her Women's History Moment. So we definitely will, be hearing from her. We'll go over our Scholars of the Month. And here's Ms. Bassett again. We'll try her one more time.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
All right, we got her.
Yay. Yay. Hello, how are you? I had to
we
turn
can't
my
see you,
off.
though. You was pitch black.
I'm sorry. Let me see. I'm in the car, but I'm gonna turn on the light. Is that a little bit better?
Yeah, turn your ceiling light on there.
Okay. You know what? This car doesn't have a ceiling light. This is a city car. We don't have we don't have a city light, a ceiling light. It's a city. Hold on, let me try this light. This might.
Well, we gonna make it do what it do.
Hold on, let me try. All right, I try to. No, hold on. What about this? No light here either. Yeah, sorry, we don't.
Yeah, but somebody in there just had them shine their flashlight on. But we're gonna make it do what it do because we know we ain't got that much time with you.
Right.
Hey,
right.
Listen, I appreciate you. Taking out the time. See, there you go. I appreciate you taking out this time. Your secretary said, you don't have that much time, so we're gonna get right into the interview.
Okay. And I mean, come back. It's just a really unusually busy night tonight.
That's cool. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So tell us about, the community that you grew up in.
Well, I grew up in North Philadelphia, which I'm very proud of. I grew up at when I came home from the hospital, I was at 17th and Lehigh. For a brief period, I lived at 25th and Cambria, and then I lived on most of my childhood and young adulthood at 28th and Allegheny. And
Mm-hmm.
this was good people, great neighborhood. We had our share of challenges and issues, but one of the things about neighborhood, especially back then, is people looked out for one another. People cared about one another, what was happening in your household, making sure that if you were in need, people took care of each other, and people took care of each other's kids. I remember being disciplined by Miss Margaret, who lived a few doors down from me. But everybody knew a Miss Margaret in the neighborhood.
Right.
Everybody knew a Miss Margaret, and learning valuable life lessons. Not only from my mother, but from also neighbors and people in the community who really, really cared about me.
Right.
And cared about all of us. So, I would say, like I said, we had our share of challenges, but it was a wonderful childhood, in my opinion.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Now tell us, what made you want to be involved in politics?
Well, you know what? I always just wanted to make a difference. I wanted things to be better, and for things to, I will go to other neighborhoods or go to other places and say, why doesn't my neighborhood have this new playground equipment or that new recreation center or those, great new school buildings? It really was more of a matter of I just wanted for my neighborhood what others had in their neighborhoods. And so, it got me involved in volunteering. And I was a volunteer even at a young age. I volunteered in school. I volunteered, after school. I was a candy striper. I was, just involved in pretty much anything, Girl Scouts or, anything that I could be involved and engaged in. I was happy to do so until, even until adulthood. And when I got married, I moved, my moved to Mount Airy, and I volunteered there. I was the president of my civic association, East Mount Airy Neighbors,
Mm-hmm.
um, and engaged in like our local youth committees and our playground advisory council, and just I mean, you name it, I was on it. But again, it was just really a function of how do I make things better, and the only way to get things better is to get involved. And so that's
Right.
one of the things that we always tell folks. From my perspective, I tell people, listen, do you go to your monthly PDAC meeting with the police? Which is the Police Advisory Service Committee monthly meeting that they have. Do you go to that?
Mm-hmm.
Do you go to your rec center advisory council meeting monthly? Do you go to your civic association? Are you a volunteer or participate in the school in your neighborhood? Are you active with the parent association or the community association that supports the school? Are
Mm-hmm.
you involved in all of those things, some of those things, or none of those things is the
Right.
question. And so, when you're involved, communities that are involved, you see a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there's a very obvious difference. And one of the things that I feel like we need in our communities is more hands on deck. And
Right.
everybody doesn't have to do everything, but if everybody does just a little something, it makes a huge difference, and it goes a long way.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate that. We definitely will be trying to, reach out to your office to see how we can get, more involved in regards to the community. Because some of the meetings I didn't even know about myself. So we
Mhm.
definitely will be doing that.
Excellent.
Um, so if you guys have a plan in regards for the youth for the inner city, what would that plan be?
If we had a
You,
plan for what was that again?
the youth for the inner city youth.
Well, I think, a couple of things. One of the things that we're working on right now is a conversation with our young people around violence. And actually, it's more with the parents because if you notice, unfortunately, our shooters and our victims are getting younger and younger and
That's
younger.
right.
And so we have this concept that we talk to parents about, talk to families about, called What Do You Do If the Shooter Lives with You? And that's
Mm-hmm.
really just a conversation around what would you do if you flipped up the mattress of your 15-year-old son, let's say, and you saw a weapon under that mattress, what would you do? And I think that the first inclination is to get rid of it. For most parents, and just keeping it real, for most parents, the inclination is not to call the police on your child. It's, I
Right.
can handle this, I can fix this situation, and so let me just take the gun, get rid of it. Maybe give them a stern talking to. In some cases, they feel like they can do that. In some cases, you have some parents who are intimidated and don't feel comfortable sort of confronting, the young
Mm-hmm.
person in their family. And so, addressing these kinds of issues is just, it's critically important that we're able to do it. But it really leads into a larger, broader conversation that we're having with groups and parents right now about what to do when that happens. Because the goal, in my opinion, is to keep young people out of harm's way. Harm's way is defined, in my opinion, as, being a victim or ending up on state road. And
Mm-hmm.
so either way, we want to keep them out of that whole negative energy that would lead to one of those two outcomes. And so how do we sit down and have those conversations is very, very important. So that's the first thing I want to emphasize and continue to emphasize around our young people. The other thing is making sure that we have the state of the art facilities that they need in our playgrounds and recreation centers, and that they are safe havens for them. Rebuild, I'm the chair of Parks and
Mm-hmm.
Recreation, and I supported it because, the plan was that we were going to get these new facilities. So it hasn't really worked out that way. We're 7 years almost into the program. It was supposed to be a 7-year program in which we would see a considerable change to these facilities, these public amenities in our community. And it just didn't work out, for a number of different reasons: the pandemic, the lawsuit, a few different reasons. But at the end of the day, we promised the communities, the people, the taxpayers, that they were going to have, better in their neighborhoods. And in most cases, that's not what we have delivered. And I think that it's, like, it's just unconscionable. We have to deliver as promised. And I think that the next mayor, the next administration, really does have to continue rebuild and, the rebuilding of all of our facilities in quick order.
Okay. Now you said now the meeting what you're talking about, is that something in the works, or that's something you already have in regards to meeting with the parents about
Those are Well, that's something that we bring up when we go out and we talk to parents, to caregivers, to folks in law enforcement, to help them flush out what those answers are, because there's no one right answer to those questions.
right.
So it's not like sort of like a focus group or anything like that. But whatever every opportunity that we get, we try to have these conversations.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I thought it was like a meeting or something you guys had for like the public or something. Um,
Um, it's not, but that's not off the table.
right.
Yeah.
Well, when that's on the table, invite me to that table.
Okay, okay. We've got to get the people out. We will be happy to get the people out. And, one of our plans is to start it at those PDAC meetings that I was mentioning to you, in which we try to get people to come out. It's held, at different places, sometimes at your local police station, at your police precinct, or it might
Mm-hmm.
be a different location, a church or somewhere in the neighborhood. But we want people to feel comfortable to come out and have that conversation with the police there to help talk through what's happening, and also talk to other parents, other caregivers. What have they experienced? What has happened with them? What are they knowledgeable about, and what has worked or hasn't worked? What they need to be
Mm-hmm.
aware of.
Now our last question for you is what can parents do today to prevent their children from getting involved in the streets?
I think involvement at a young age is critically important. Um, we have to wrap our hands around our kids, wrap our arms around our kids like we've never done before, and like was never done to us. Because, you know, um, I just think about young people today, and if you walk into any classroom and you ask them, raise your hand if you know someone who's been shot and killed, just about every hand in the classroom goes up. That
Right.
was not the case when I was in school, probably when you were in school.
No.
We weren't affected by trauma on that level. So I think that this is something that we really have to lean in. We have to listen. We think we know because we've had experience, and there's a lot we do know, but there's
Mm-hmm.
a lot that we still don't know. And we need to be prepared to listen and to, not be judgmental, but to
Right.
listen and learn and make decisions from that information that we gather.
Well, I definitely appreciate that. Now, with the meetings with the what do you call it, the PDAC meetings or something?
PDAC, yes.
Now, how would people find out, about like when those meetings happen and things like that?
So they can contact their local police precinct, or I would
Mm-hmm.
say contact your elected official. We if you follow us on Facebook, social media, um,
Mm-hmm.
Twitter, Instagram, we regularly post what PDAC meetings are, where they are, and um, where they are, and what date and time, and all those sorts of details. So we readily make that information available.
Okay, I appreciate that. Now, if you got time for one quick question. Um, now you gave us some long-term solutions. Do you guys have any short-term solutions in regards to youth violence in the city?
Continue to fund programs that we know work. So that would be the basketball leagues, the things. Listen, if you keep somebody busy, then they don't have time for foolishness.
That's right.
Basketball, job jobs programs, job training programs, dance programs, arts programs, things that young people are interested in and that they want to do. We need to put as much funding in as possible. Um, Organizations like NOMO, which does the drop-in centers, more
Mm-hmm.
funding, more drop-in centers. We only have a few around the city. That's ridiculous. We know where the problem hotspots are. We need more. And the short-term solution is to put the money in.
Right. Well, Councilwoman Bass, I definitely appreciate your time. We'd love to have you back on. When you're more available, we won't have these problems in the beginning. And I definitely will be reaching out to your office, in
Yes.
regards to like more information in regards to how we can be more involved in the community. And I thank you again, and tell Miss Jones I appreciate all her help and trying to make
She was
this
working
happen.
hard on this. I'll let her know. But thank you so much. I appreciate you, and I look forward to coming back when I have some more time. And it's like I said, tonight was just bananas, but I'd be happy to come back and spend some more time.
Hey, like my pastor said, if you when people give you time, you can't take that back. It's a
That's,
very valuable thing.
that is true. That is true.
But enjoy your event, and everybody, Councilwoman Cindy Bass.
Bye.
All
Bye.
right, take care.
Take care.
Well, now that we got past our little technical issues, let's get back to regularly scheduled programming. Like I said, the show was a little different, because we had to accommodate for Miss Bass, Councilwoman Bass. So, things happen. So, let's see here. My computer is acting a little weird today. I don't know why. Let's try to get this working here. So let's see. Let's get rid of this. There you go. All right. So a couple weeks ago, Asian lady was attacked by at least about 6 youth. So we're going to give you guys some information here. So it's about 8 of them, I would say. That's the first 4 right there. So you guys, I'm going to blow this up so you can see it. So these are 4 of the individuals that attacked the Asian woman around 15th and Chestnut. So if you guys have any information in regards to these youth, please, turn that information in to the proper authorities. Let me give you the other set here. And these are the other four. So if you recognize these youth, they were involved in attacking an Asian woman at 15th and Chestnut. She was brutally stomped, on the ground. If you look it up on YouTube, you can find a video. But we definitely are trying to, get the information out there to, so they can have the proper consequences applied to them in regards to this action and get help. You know what I mean? If the parents are watching this or somebody that knows the parents of these kids, I love these kids. You know what I mean? I love the youth. I don't love what they did. Don't get me wrong. And I want them to get help. Now, what they did is wrong, and you gotta face the consequences for, actions that you do that's wrong. You know what I mean? But I want them to get the help that they need, so they'll know that they can't just walk up on people and attack them for whatever simple reason that they have. That's not how things work. So one more time, this is the first four. Well, this is four of them right here. So if you recognize any of these individuals, and this is our second set, please contact your local authorities, or even if you're the parents, turn your kids in. I know that's a hard thing to do, because you don't know what the consequences are or, whatever they facing. But trust me, like I tell people, everybody got a crazy cousin. So just because she Asian, that don't mean she ain't got no crazy cousin that's looking for them. So be wise. Turn your kids in for somebody else find them that you don't want to find them. You understand? So, like I said, we just want to get, the proper help that they need. You know what I mean? So they don't just think that they can just do whatever they want to. So, this guy right here, that's Tucker Carlson, Fox News host. Well, I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. Fox host, because they don't talk about no news. The House Majority Leader Kevin McCarthy gave Mr. Tucker Carlson 40,000 hours of the January 6th footage. Mr. Carlson decided to shrink that down to 4 minutes and show a video that was completely absurd of people walking through an empty hallway, some protesters in a certain area of the Capitol, which if you've seen January 6th live on January 6th, you know that wasn't the case. Mr. Carlson also needs help. So besides those kids, you need help too, Tucker. We had some families that were definitely, distraught from that incident, and you can't just, try to sweep this under the table because you don't agree with a certain political party. So that's not how that works. Sorry to say. So we're going to go into our new segment. This month is Women's History Month. Yesterday was Women's History Day. And our new segment is called BAM! A Moment in Women's History with Ambrielle Parker. So today, Ambrielle will be talking about, if she's talking to her, then I'm really nervous. But talking about the woman that we named this organization after, her grandmother, Miss Ethel Lee Zachary. So without further ado, I'm going to bring Ambrielle on.
Hi.
Hey, Miss Parker, how you doing?
Good.
All right. So you ready to give us a brief moment in women's history?
Yes.
All right, we're going to put the screen right on you.
Okay. Ethel Zachary was born. Ethel Davison was the second daughter of Justine and Lillian Davison. She grew up in Philadelphia area and was the youngest of 3 children. She graduated from St. Maria Goretti High School, where she was the Pope's flag bearer. Ethel was the mother of 2 sons, Philip Mark Zachary and Amenhotep James Parker. She always encouraged her sons to seek the best things in life academically and culturally. Ethel died in 1995 from cancer. She leaves a legacy of encouragement, academics, and cultural growth, which will live on through this foundation. Yay!
You got your own audience over there. So we'll have Ambrielle on next week, and she'll be talking about her other grandmother and her miraculous recovery from an incident that she had a couple months ago. So thank you again. We definitely love you. I'm definitely proud of you doing such an amazing job. Amber was also one of our scholars of the month in August. So where you was coming from, like a cheerleading expedition or something like that?
No, a cheerleading game. Well, yeah, you could say expedition.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you again. I appreciate your time.
Okay. Yay! Thank you for having me.
All right, no problem. So that was Ambrielle Parker with our A Moment in Women's History. So, let me try to act like I know what I'm doing here. What's the next thing I'm talking about? Oh, I was supposed to show a picture of her grandmother while she was talking. So here she go right here. So that's Ethel Lee Zachary. She is the reason why I'm sitting here. That's my mother. And excuse me, like Ambrielle said, she she always encouraged me and my brother to seek things out to better service our family, stay close with our family, no matter what you go through, keep a tight knit with your family, achieve academics, you know what I mean, so you can have a better footing in the world. And she definitely was right about that. You know what I mean? She was a good parent. I know I used to say before she wasn't the best. She wasn't, but she was the best to me. And that's all that counts. To me and my brother. But I wouldn't have named this organization after her if she wasn't a person of good character. You know what I mean? So definitely our mission is centered around the values that she taught us. And our mission is to empower youth culturally and academically and to be a fighter for the community, for social injustice. You know what I mean? So we definitely do that. So we honor you today, Ethel Lee Zachary. So what we got coming up here next? Oh man. So here is one of our Scholar of the Months. I know I said that wrong. I'm pretty sure my director of education will correct me later. So, and I can't read just to save my life, so I'm gonna have to go to the other screen. So her name is Anna Lee Pratt. Anna Lee attends Cornerstone Christian Academy and is number one in her first grade class for the second marking period with a 4.0 GPA. That has allowed her to receive the Cornerstone Highest Honors Award for 2 straight marking periods. She is also a member of the Lighthouse Church International, where she serves on the Chosen Youth Ministry. She enjoys worshiping and dancing during their weekly services. In addition, she volunteers at the Homeless Outreach Center every other month with her church at Chosen 300 West. We here at the Ethel Lee Zachary Foundation, we honor you, Miss Pratt. You are definitely an example to other youth, that are aspiring to be more like yourself. So keep up the good work, and you are definitely doing a wonderful job. So we normally have one Scholar of the Month, but this time we have two. So here's the second individual, and his name is, let me pull this up here. Denham Rogers Cummings. I know it just says Denham Cummings. That's a typo on our part. So Denham is a 5th grader at Science Leadership Academy at Beaver with a GPA of 3.3. He is in the Stepping Stone Scholars, Inc., which prepares students to gain admission to schools that lead them to college. He has made the honor roll every report card period since kindergarten. I guess K4 is kindergarten. And is currently still in the 5th grade. Well, currently still in the honor roll in 5th grade. He is also the 2022 recipient of the Ethel Lee Zachary Essay Award, and he is a protege of their mentoring program. Denham was also accepted to the Haverford School for All Boys College Preparatory School for their spring semester. That should say spring semester. So we here at the Ethel Lee Zachary Foundation, we honor you, sir, for your outstanding achievements. You are definitely another great example of the youth in our community. And we definitely encourage you to keep moving forward in all that you do. I'm not gonna lie. When I was a youth, it was hard to keep good grades because I really didn't have the proper support. I mean, my mom would ask me, did I check my homework? Did I do it? Did I check it and stuff like that? No, well, did she check it? No. So I would just lie and say, yeah, I did it, which I didn't. And it affected me academically. I never had, I didn't have the motivation to see school for what it really was and how important that it is, for youth, at my age at that time. Academics is so important to these kids. And like Ms. Senator, Councilwoman Bass said, these youth need something to do so they can stay off the streets, like a basketball league, some type of activity at the recreation centers. Is in West Philly, I know at 55th and Christian, I think it's like a Christie Recreation Center. They got the Malcolm X Park out there on 52nd Street. At where's that at? What's that? 15th and Tasker. It's a recreation center there. I mean, there's a few recreation centers. I don't know where they are all that. Where all of them are located at. You can do a simple Google search for that. But some of the centers have been torn down or replaced, by another type of business, and it leaves the youth to just go out and do other things. You know what I mean? When I was young, I just chose not to do things. It's different now because some of the youth don't have things to do. So you can see that, with the individuals that attacked the young lady on at 15th and Chestnut, a couple of days ago, maybe a week by now. Even with the example that I gave you about Tucker Carlson, like you're putting out false information that's leading people into a wrong path. Excuse me. And we need to, be better at what we're doing in regards to better promoting education for youth. You know what I mean? So hold on. Somebody sent me something here. So hold on. I'm gonna try to send this to myself here so I can read this. All right. Let me see here. Give me a second. I'm sorry. All right. Let me see if I can pull this up. All right, let's see what we got. All right, here. So let me close this one out here. Wait a minute. Something they sent me in an email. I gotta just pull it up. Give me a second. As you can tell, I obviously need somebody to help me. So if you computer savvy, we definitely could use you. So this is the Philly Youth Voices, candidates and elected officials listening session. Are you a Philly public high school student? Sign up and tell candidates and elected officials what you think needs to happen to bring change. Adults in the room are not permitted to speak. They can only ask questions to listen to you. Now they have a link there where you can sign up at, and the next meeting is on April 15th. So I'll definitely be there. So tentatively at 440 North Broad Street. What's included: lunch and community service hours. So it says this is one of two. So I guess I didn't get the second one, but that's probably just something else. For some reason, let me see there. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. Anyway, so all right, hold on. We got the youth conference coming up, our second annual conference. So we about to pull this up there. So we're going to talk about that, the youth conference. Let's see here. Yeah, we had these conferences for the youth because we really want to, encourage them to do something out here opposed to just being in the streets. So as you can see, it says it's coming in July. Tentatively, we have 3 guest speakers. So we have Saj Purple Blackwell. We have Mr. Alfonso Evans Sr. and his son, Alfonso Evans Jr. And we're still waiting for confirmation of our 4th speaker. The purpose of this conference is called Never Give Up Hope. And that's just it. We're sending out messages to the youth not to give up hope. You know what I mean? Some of these parents don't have the proper experience to be parents. I'm not gonna lie, when I had my first kid, Amaya, I didn't know what to do. I don't know if my mother knew what to do because I was too worried about if I knew. You know what I mean? But we made it happen. You know what I mean? I was, especially her mom, because she was more, academically sound than I was at the time. And she knew that, education was very key for them. I was more on like the cultural aspect, so these kids wouldn't be so eager to, be involved and influenced by peers. I still do that with them today. And Amaya is 18 now, and she about to go to college. But I still, I still give her wisdom and instructions and guidance and stuff like that. And I still get it from myself. I had to call my pastor today, like, hey, I'm nervous. Like, what should I do? You know what I mean? Some people don't have that. They don't have somebody where they can just call or, to ask for advice or, help if they stuck in something. And that's very important. You want somebody that's going to be able to help you. I don't care if you 18 or 38 or 68. Everybody needs somebody to talk to and, seek advice from. You know what I mean? So that's the whole purpose of the conference. So we want to definitely encourage the youth that there is a brighter light at the end of the road. But to get to that light, you got to at least be on the road. Let me blow this up for y'all. So, the speakers will be coming out, talking about change and how not to give up hope. We're currently doing, trying to get funding for it. So if you guys want to give, let me pull up this thing here so y'all can give us a little money, honey. That's our Cash App. So that's Cash App $ELZFDN. And in the subject line, just put YC 2023 and we'll know the funds are going towards the conference. Like I was telling Councilwoman Bass, like we desperately want to get more involved in what we're doing. I mean, I know we do the Scholar of the Month, but sometimes a piece of plastic won't save somebody's life. It can be very encouraging, don't get me wrong. But sometimes people just need an ear to listen to. Somebody to get advice from. You know what I mean? I know I need that. Like I said, I had to call my pastor today. My mentor, my godmom, and other people's mother. So whoever that's willing, that's willing to help. And like I said, sometimes people just don't have that opportunity. Some people actually can't pick up a phone and call somebody. It may even be their own parent and say, hey, X, Y, and Z, I need help or something. So that's what the conference is about. It's coming in July. It's the youth conference, number 2, Never Give Up Hope. And it's coming in July, hopefully tentatively July 15th. So what we got next? A birthday shout out. So it's this young man's birthday. Let me blow it up a little bit for you. Makai Baban. It's actually my nephew. His birthday is tomorrow. So Makai will be turning 14 tomorrow. I'm sure he doesn't know I'm doing this. But like I tell people, a couple months back, somebody was, volunteering with the organization. And he'll be turning 15, I'm sorry. Excuse me. What do the youth get out of this for, you putting their picture up and announcing their birthday? Well, we're not paying them. So that's one thing. I'm not saying it come in because if we could give them a couple of dollars, we would. But it wasn't even a YouTube when I was a kid. And it was organizations that did birthday shout outs. And I would probably have been elated if anybody that was besides my family would have took out any time to recognize me for my birthday. So that's what they get, the recognition to be recognized on a special day. See, sometimes with kids, it don't really take a whole lot to impress them. You just have to have the relationship. And we've done this about, I'd say at least easy, over like 20 kids already. You know what I mean? And one person, I remember one young man, he was really excited about it. So that's why they do it. That's why we do it. To give these kids a sense of, hey, somebody paying attention to me. Now, I ain't saying they parents don't, but for the ones who parents don't, that little 5 seconds of fame or 5 minutes, that mean a lot. Like I said, he'll be turning 15 tomorrow. So let's just keep it like we just stand with his age for the day. So we don't want to. Today he's still 14, but tomorrow he's 15. But anyway, that means a lot for some kids. Some kids get parties and they go on trips across the world, or monetary gifts or whatever like that. And some kids don't get nothing, not even a happy birthday. So we figured that we'll acknowledge these kids here, because that's what we do. We here for the youth. Like I said, if I could send Makai or Hakeem or whoever else, we had up there some money, we would. But I can't do that right now. One day I will be, but as for right now, happy birthday. So that's all I got for you right now. But like I said, these kids truly appreciate just that. You know what I mean? So, again, I want to thank our guest, Councilwoman Cindy Bass. It meant a lot to us for you to come on and give us some time on your way to an event. You know what I mean? I definitely appreciate that. So we'll definitely try to get Miss Bass back on again, onto the show. Councilmember Cindy Bass. So let's see. We got some time here. Somebody gave us a birthday cake. So happy birthday, Makai, again. Next week we will have let me see here. This young man here, Akil Parker. He has a master's of education. He has a program called All This Math. If I can remember what Akil was telling me about the program infuses culture with mathematics. So as he's giving you a lesson in math, he's also giving you a lesson in history. So I wanted to bring Mr. Parker on to, share his program with the youth and, hopefully, inspire you guys to, get in contact with Mr. Parker, because they also have a tutoring program as well. So next week we will have Mr. Akil Parker about All This Math. So that's it for me. So I thank you guys that normally tune in. My Facebook family, we had some technical difficulties. If you didn't catch it on Facebook, or the people that's watching me now on YouTube, just tell your friends to tune in to YouTube to catch this episode. Next week we'll definitely be situated. It was just a connectivity problem with the software that we use in Facebook, but we'll be all set next week. Thank you for coming out. God bless and good night.